Hi everyone, welcome to my channel SheleeArt. It's really lovely to have you here. Do check out my other videos, and if you can, like, share and subscribe to support me. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how I mix my pigments, whether they be TLPs, Arteza or other brands, and what to do if they're slightly on the thin side. Products I use in this video are all in the description box below. Guys, so I'm just going to show you how I mix up these two colors. So I'm going to get some of the piggies out. So I'm going to use maraschino mixed in with my opaque Pebeo cadmium red hue, and that's going in with a dash of Jo Sonja in there until it's fully dispersed. And when it's dispersed, I'm going to be adding my Valspar base C and Jo Sonja, which is 3:1, into this to try and give it the right consistency. And I will do exactly the same for these two. This is this little piggy Grenache, and also I have Arteza mica powder in raspberry red as well, and the same process in this cup. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so let's start with a little bit of Jo Sonja varnish. I'll pop this open. I'm going to pour a little bit into this cup. Here we go. And the same in here. You don't really need a lot of this. A tiny bit more. There we go. That's enough. I'm going to pop this over here now. So then we get our little stirring stick and we put about half a teaspoon of the mica powder into there. And we do the same for this. So I'll put probably about a quarter of a teaspoon of this one. Maybe a bit more. And then some of this colour. So I'm just making a custom colour really. A mixture of these two. I've not used Arteza before, so this will be nice to see how this pans out and what that actually looks like. So I'm going to pop these back on, and you have to be extremely careful. Ideally, you should really wear a mask to protect yourselves from these getting into your lungs and causing other issues. So it's really important you follow any health and safety advice around using mica powders to create paint at home. So we've got these in here, and I will very gently mix these up. Okay, so I'm just very gently making sure it doesn't fly everywhere, trying to make sure these are fully dispersed. Now I'm not going to do this painting right away. I'm going to wait for these pigments to really fully dissolve in this, and that can sometimes take a while, so it's good to just leave it overnight at the very least. So once I've stirred that in, which I'll do a bit more off camera, I'll pause you in a minute so you're not waiting. I'll just make sure they're fully mixed in. I'll go on to the other one and come back to this. And here we go. I'm doing the same thing again, just making sure they're fully wet. If you can see that. It's a very vibrant colour, this, isn't it? I love maraschino. And what I'm going to do for this one, I mean, I'm planning on putting this right underneath my black and my white CA to give it that sort of pink hue. So my plan is to make sure this isn't just a transparent or semi-transparent colour with it being mica. I'm going to be adding some of this opaque Pebeo colour in as well, which is the cadmium red hue, simply because it will allow the CA to really stand out, you know. So that is the plan. So I think that's fully mixed, and I'll do the next bit now. Now, a bit of advice for those of you who have got very thin basey paint, you know, the non-tinted paint. I mean, in the UK we have the Valspar Base, but it is really watery, my tub. So I'm going to be adding something to thicken it up a little bit, and that is this golden heavy or extra heavy gel gloss. I'm going to add a little bit of that into a separate container just to thicken up my pouring medium. Obviously the Jo Sonja itself is very thin, as is the Valspar Base C. So if I just get a little bit of this gloss gel medium, which you can see here, is very thick, and I'll pop that into this container, and I'm going to try and thicken up my pouring medium a little bit, and there's some more. And that is the plan, because I can always thin it down, but thickening it up is usually quite tricky. So here we go, that's loads of gloss medium in there. I'm going to pop the lid back on this and put it away before it dries up. There we go. And then the plan is to add this mixture that I have here, this 3-to-1 Valspar Base C and Josonia, into my gel gloss cup. Okay, I don't think you can actually see that from where you are. There you go. So I'm going to add that in now, and I'm just looking for a particular consistency so it's thick enough to add to my pigments and paints. Let's just get this out of this bottle. It's slightly clogged up. I'm going to put a little bit in to begin with and just gently mix it in to give it, make sure there's no lumps, and it can be quite difficult to mix this stuff in. It's very, very thick, especially the extra heavy gel gloss, and you can get obviously different consistencies,
like the regular one as well, in many different brands.
So I'm going to just mix that up as much as I can. I'll do this very quickly off camera. So just to show you what consistency it is now, you can see that it's getting thinner and is mixing much better, you know. And I'm going to keep adding this pouring medium in, and it's getting to a much better consistency now. So what I'm going to do as soon as this is mixed up is use this then to thicken up my paints if I need to. I probably will need to. You can see it is falling in to there. Okay, and that's really nice. So I'm now going to add my little bit of opaque into this colour here, my maraschino, simply because I want it to be opaque rather than just a mica. So I might put a bit more in. There you go. I think that's enough. I'll pop this away. Just mix this up. And the reason I'm doing a mixing part to this video is because I want beginners to be able to do this as well, and so they can see exactly how they should mix. Okay, that's good. It's nicely mixed up. Probably could do it a bit longer, but yeah, I can see it's almost fully mixed. Right, there we go. And now I'm going to be adding my Valspar Base C. And remember, I'm just going to add enough to get the right consistency. And as I said, this is quite watery or runny. So I will be adding my gloss gel medium mixture that I've got there as well. See how watery already it is? It's very, very watery. So you do need the gel gloss when you're mixing micas instead of tube paints, the heavy body or the medium body tube paints, which give it body already anyway. So there's that one, and then we'll do the same with this. That's a beautiful colour, isn't it? Those two, this little piggy and the Arteza colours together, has just created this beautiful rich dark plum or wine colour, and it's got so much sparkle. It is stunning. I wonder what that's going to look like on the Valentine's bloom. We'll see. Perfect. Now I'm going to add a bit more of this until it's probably 3-to-1 with the paint that I created. Here we go. A bit more in here. See if I've got enough. Yeah, I think that's good. Let's see if we can just quickly mix that up. There'll be a lot of bubbles in there tonight, but hopefully they'll have dispersed by tomorrow. Okay, so that's the red mixed up. Again, too watery for it to be used as a bloom paint. And the same goes for this one now. Perfect. And now it's time for this mixture here. I'm going to put in a dollop of this. Thickened it up a little bit, and again overnight it will thicken up more, because that's what gel gloss medium tends to do over time. It just seems to thicken up more and more.
So that's pretty much how I mix my pigments, and I hope that was useful or informative for you, particularly if you're base C and your country is thin. Now this is primarily a pigment mixing video I did just so that everyone knew how I mix my pigments for my blooms, but if you wanted to see how I bloom, watch video number 51, my Valentine's Ball, and I might also do a very quick one after the slideshow coming up. Here are the test pieces I did, and these are what I'll be showing you in terms of how I made these. Some of the test pieces were very beautiful, like this one where I was experimenting with different ratios of the CA, whilst others had more lacing. And I will show you some other blooms that I've done in the past, just as a slideshow. And right after the slideshow I will probably do a very quick bloom just to show you how I got those test pieces. So sit back and relax, and I'll speak to you at the end.
I could dry out in the sun for you, follow the deep dark ocean down. For you I'd build the biggest kite and spend all of my time giggling. Daydreaming is my new middle name. This is not a game for me. Imagining is my new best friend, and ready's all I see. I got a PhD in love. Every step, every breath for you. My head's up over the clouds for you. If there's a valley, I'd build a bridge so that you could get by, without growing so we could fly. Daydreaming is my new middle name. This is not
to live without your love. It's like I've been waiting around for.
So that's it for today, folks. Thank you for joining me and watching. If you enjoyed the tutorial, then please do hit that like button and the share and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will hopefully see you next week. Bye bye.